Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Jarman here. I'm the CHALL, your Donks Rovers fan, and welcome to this live stream. Now, this is sort of last minute because a few updates have come out today going into Saturday's game. I thought I'd bring them to you guys in this bit of a little live stream, not too long, about half an hour or so. So not too long at all today, but just enough time to go through everything, get you guys on, share your thoughts. Tyler, welcome to the stream. Welcome, everyone. But yeah, I'm not really going to go live for long, just like half an hour or so, get you guys involved, 10, 15 minutes, maybe even longer, depending how it goes. And yeah, we're not expecting a load of people here today, but you never know. You never know. We might get more people than I expected. StreamYard link's in the chat. It's also in the description down below. Charlie, welcome to the stream. If you want to come on, Charlie, be my guest. Same with you, Tyler, as well. And anyone who wants to be on the stream, StreamYard link's in the chat. StreamYard link's in the description of the video. Come on to the show. Now, obviously, some big updates coming in today. The first one really is to do with Kieran Agart. Now, Kieran Agart looks like he's out for the next 10 weeks, which pretty much ends his season. Bloody hell, that's another injury. I swear to God, injury is going to be the bane of my existence this season. It's going to be the bane of my existence. In fact, it is the bane of my existence this season. It really, really is, because we've had way too many of these. Now, Kieran Agard wasn't down to luck this time. It was actually, Gary McSheffrey came out and said it was the pitch at Fleetwood, which, it wasn't a great pitch, let's be perfectly honest. But we don't want to keep using the pitch as an excuse. Let's be brutally honest here. If it's the pitcher's fault, it's the pitcher's fault, but we don't need to use that as an excuse. The thing is, if it was if you could get injured on that kind of pitch, if there was a risk of getting injured on that kind of pitch, no matter what the pitch quality is, if there's a risk of getting injured on that kind of pitch, why in the bloody hell did we start Kieran Agard? Why did we rush him? Why did we rush to start him if there was a connected risk to the pitch and possibly worsening the damage? I don't know. Anthony says Gary McSheffrey out. I see where you're coming from, because Richie Wellens had about 6 months and he put us in an impossible situation. Gary McSheffrey's closed the gap, but still not enough at this stage. We need to try and get out of relegation, but the damage is probably done in 6 months. But I'm still going to give Gary McSheffrey next season to see what he does. If we're in trouble again, well, no matter what division we're in, then he has to go. Come and drum bit on Saturday, Chal. Might do. Yeah. Oh yeah, the drum bit. Yeah. I'll probably stand there for the Charlton game, to be honest. Try and get some views up top. But yeah, why risk Kieran Agard on that kind of pitch if we knew the pitch wasn't the greatest? Why risk Kieran Agard on that pitch? Unless we had no other choice, unless we didn't want to start Dadu, unless we didn't want to start, Griffiths back from injury, unless we didn't want to start anyone else. If there was no other choice, then, shows where we're lacking, doesn't it? But yeah, it just feels like an impossible situation with injuries at the moment. Kieran Agard's out for the rest of the season. Taylor's going to be set back for a couple of weeks. John's in light training, but we don't know when he's going to come back. Jordi Wooler's probably one of our better chances up front, which says a lot, because Jordi Wooler's been absolutely shocking this season. So it just feels like it goes from bad to worse, to be honest. Afternoon, Charmay. Afternoon. It's bad how he's out for the rest of the season. He was getting game time as well. That was literally his first start in months, because we thought, oh, Kieran, this is an opportunity for him now. 10 or so minutes later, gets injured and he's out for the rest of the season. And you got to feel for the guy. Might as well say that for everyone then. To be fair, yeah, Bailey, that's true. Because look at the amount of injuries we've got. It doesn't matter what kind of pitch you're playing on. Did we rush people back too much because of the fact that we had no squad depth and we were practically forced to with some players? So, again, it's one of those situations. I just feel like, not a lot goes right for Doncaster Rovers. I'm hoping this summer everything changes, but we'll see what happens behind the scenes. Just think the team are not good enough and us not showing enough in the McSheffrey. New season, fresh start with new management for me. Billy Sharp out of contract and Marquise. Time for Ball to win the fans back. I wouldn't say Sharp and Marquise are going to be the most likely options they'll go for. I don't think they'll look back at old players now. I think they're going to move forward. They're going to keep Tommy Rowe, obviously, but you get what I mean. Like, they're going to look forward and not really look back to where we've been and where we've got to. They're going to look forward to where we can go to. But you are right in that last bit there. The board have got to win the fans back. You guys know me. I'm someone who'll stick up for the board when they make good decisions. I'll call them out when they make bad decisions. I'm not playing devil's advocate on purpose. I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't want to rush into conclusions about things. So for me, with the boards, this summer's probably one of their most crucial summers as an owner, as a runner of the football club. David Blunt, Terry Bramwell, Gavin Baldwin, this is their most crucial summer, in my opinion, in the 8 years that they've run the club, because this is the best possible chance you've got of winning the fans back. Do the right stuff behind the scenes, get the right people in. Gary McSheffrey came out in the media today and said that we're getting a brand new first team analyst and a new physio in the summer. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully the physio is good. Hopefully the new first team analyst is good. We don't know what kind of experience he's got. He just said he's got plenty of experience. I've been speaking to fans and they've been saying he's got international experience, but we don't know that for certain yet. All we know is this analyst has got experience and we've got a new physio coming in. That's all we know of. That's what Gary McSheffrey's revealed to us today. But we'll see what happens with the rest of it. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very much a guessing game as to what we're going to do, basically. So yeah, I think that's where we are in terms of, off the field. Again, it's just a case of what happens now. Do we keep moving forward, or do we, just act like nothing's going to happen as an owner? This is what needs to happen now. This is what needs to happen. We need to be moving forward as a football club. Will the owners do that? Is up to them, really. I think that the decisions they make are going to impact what we do. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. I'm just going to get something up here. Just while I'm doing that, got some comments here. Work vibes, says Jack. Red hot weather watching Chell with a pint. Lovely. Oh, brilliant. So yeah, let's get something up here, because this is the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, and that is all about the Charlton game. Now, this one for me, and again, call me out if you think I'm wrong, but this for me is going to be an interesting team selection. I think if we can get it up. Let's see what happens. So let's go into the section. Can't wait for the summer to see what we're going to get. That's going to be very interesting indeed. So let's go to here. So you guys can't see that very well fully. I'm going to drop that and I'm going to move my chair to this side. So can you guys see that right there? Yeah, you can. So in fact, I'm moving a bit closer just so you guys can see it. So this is my predicted lineup for Charlton, a bit of a teaser for tomorrow's preview. So I've gone with Jonathan Mitchell in goal, gone with the back three of Alowu, Williams and Noyle. I think Younger might not be fit enough to start, in my opinion. I've gone with Jackson and Barlow as wing backs. I think, Gary McSheffrey is pretty much hinting that Barlow has done enough to keep his spot. So I think that's probably what we're going to go with. Bostock and Smith, that has to be the midfield partnership. That has to be the midfield partnership going into this game. It has to. Galbraith's on international duty. Smith's guaranteed to start. Bostock's got to be the one that starts. If he drops Smith and doesn't start Bostock, if he, let's say, for example, he puts out Dan Gardner or something like that. Sorry, Dan Gardner's a nice guy and he's done well in spots this season, but over Smith and Bostock, nah. Smith and Bostock's your first choice when Galbraith's not here. And then obviously Barlow at right wing, but like I said, earned his place. Jackson at left wing back, is probably the best route to go down. Tommy Rowe at cam. And then up front, I've gone with Martin and Griffiths. Obviously, Agard will not be obviously out for the rest of the season. I'll move it back. Obviously, Agard out for the rest of the season. I feel like Dudu's better as a backup, and I feel like Hawula just can't start for me. If Hawula starts over Martin or something like that, or something ridiculous like that, I'm going to flip. Same lineup I would pick. I'd drop Hawula, me. I'd drop Hawula. He's sorry, but he's not good enough. How long you live for, Chal? Probably another half an hour or so. Like I said, if you guys want to come on the stream, that is the StreamYard link in the chat there. Hello there, Dylan. Welcome to the stream. Yes, so if you guys want to jump on, StreamYard links in the chat. StreamYard links also in the description. Charlie, One Rovers Vlogs, please comment if you are still here, because I want you to come on the stream. I want you to talk about Bristol Rovers, because I really need some positive thinking from another club here. Need some positive thinking. Got miles better things to do than watch this. Okay, Toby, have a nice day. I'll do one next time you do a nighttime one, because I'm in college at the minute. No problem, Joe. I just wanted to go live for a little moment just to, give you guys these new news. Barlow to start same position as Fleetwood. Yeah, I'd say that's probably what's needed. Yeah, I've seen the comment and I've blocked. There's someone I've had to block because those comments are not nice. So yeah, I think it's now just a case of let's see what happens. Like I said, I think that's probably the selection we need to go with. I really wouldn't start Hawula at all. Not nice, Toby. Not needed at all. That's why I blocked him. Ben Bottomley is in net and Kulea to start, says Joe. This brings up an interesting discussion. Would you start the kids? Would you put the kids in, or would you put some of the kids in? Because from what was said at the Meet the Coaches event, in fact, actually, a good friend of mine who was there called Tony, he was there. And I messaged him yesterday and I asked him, what was said at the event, because it was an experienced club members event. I wasn't an experienced club member yet. I might decide to one day. But this is what Tony said to me from what was said. So the loans are going back. Meeting this month with transfer committee, Gary McSheffrey, Graham Younger, James Coppinger, David Blunt, Gavin Baldwin about out of contract players. Gary said that they're possibly offering contracts to 2 to 3 players. He said that contracted players would be let go if a suitable replacement could be found. More emphasis on youth and pace, which is quite exciting. He said more checks on incoming players with regards to temperament, character, and attitude, not just footballing ability. Mistakes made this season, he said, were panic signings. No mention of budget, too early for that, I guess. He was more talkative about backroom staff coming in 2, possibly 3, just waiting because they are currently employed. He wants to create harmony in the camp, believes they'll get better performance on the field. This, of course, all talk. Proof is in the pudding. Time will tell. So that is what's generally being said, what was briefly said at the coaches event. In terms of the 2 or 3 players that I think are going to get contracts, let's share my screen and let's bring I'm going to bring transfer market up. I'm going to bring transfer market into this. I agree, Joe, give players who show passing game time. Bottomly in net, would it be a risk because of his not much experience? Again, I don't know. I think Mitchell's been doing all right so far. Saved us more times than put us in danger. I think bottomly, if Jones is injured or if Mitchell's injured, then I'd start bottomly. But and with Kalea, I can see why, because of the winger options that we've got, especially if Barlow's at right wing back. But I don't know. Me and Charlton start centre back, Tyler on the wing with Dylan and striker, and Jack in midfield for me and Mainfield in net. The dream team. So yeah, let's go to transfer market. That's one of the best sources, in my opinion, that are one of the best free sources for football and transfer information. Obviously, this information could be wrong. I could be completely off the mark with this, but let's share my screen because we've got some transfer market stuff to go through in this particular stream. So let's zoom in a bit. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we've got the loanees going back. We've got Bostock out of contract. So look at the players out of contract. We're going to ignore the players that have got an extra year. Let's start up at the top then. Bostock, stay or go. Now, bearing in mind, we've only got, let's say three to keep out of all of them. So for me, first of all, Bostock, stay or go. I would personally keep Bostock because I think he can be useful. He's yet to reach the very top of his talent yet. He's reached some of those levels beforehand last season, but for me, I just think that he needs to go a bit further to reach the pinnacle. Shout out to the pinnacle, AEW. So yeah, I would personally keep Bostock. I don't know. Comment down below whether you keep or let go of Bostock. Bearing in mind, you can only keep 3 of these, so be wise with your choices. Next up, excluding loanees, Tom Anderson, stay or go. Realistically, I think he'll go. Now, that's not me saying he's not a good player. That is me thinking his time at the club might be done. And that, again, that's not me being against Tom Anderson at all. This is me thinking Tommy Rowe will probably be the captain moving forward next season, no matter what division we're in. Especially if we go down, wages will be an issue. So I think Tom Anderson will probably go this summer. I think he'll either go for free or will agree some kind of pre-contract that he'll join when his contract expires, something like that. So I think Anderson will go. But, would you keep him? Would you let him go? Comment down below. Where are you sitting next season? South Stand. Where else? I'm going Chelsea later, mate. No worries, Joe. Catch you in a bit. Next up then, Dan Gardner. Stay or go. If we're bringing in more players, we don't need Dan Gardner. Simple as that. I think he would work at another club in League One. I think Dan Gardner will go. I think, in my opinion, I think he'll go. I don't think he's one of the ones that will keep. But I would wish Dan all the best. There's been a few sparks this season. I look at the first half against Morecambe, the 3-0 up before we lost 4-3. I think the first half against Morecambe, that was, for me, his best performance in a Rovers shirt. Then he was taken off and it just fell apart. You could see what was happening. So for me, Dan Gardner was probably his best performance his first half against Morecambe. But I think he will be let go in the summer. I think he'll be one of the ones going. British accent makes you sound incredibly smart. I could listen to you all day, bro. Thank you very much. 100% true. Much appreciated. Let Anderson go. Younger, Williams and Aloha better and younger. Yeah. I think that Anderson, like I said, it's nothing against Anderson. I think with Rowe being captain and loads of young centre-backs ahead of him now, especially with him being injured, makes it worse. I think his time at the club's done. Aidan Barlow, stay or go. Now, if you'd have said to me 6 months ago, stay or go, I'd have probably got rid of him. If he starts to find his feet a bit more at right wing back, and especially with falling into the category of speed, pace, and youth, I think Barlow will be one of the ones that will stay. For me, I think he's one of the ones that will stay. So I've got Bostock and I've got Barlow. So I think Barlow will stay. Comment down below if you think different, but I think he'll stay. Cameron John. Now, this one's a hard one because he's one of the ones that I would want to stay as well. He's one of the ones I think will stay. But then you go to then you've got your limit of 3, unless they want to go over that 3 limit. It depends on John's injury. Obviously, he's nursing it back now. He's not going to have much game time. Do we let him go and then maybe sign him up in January if we need extra reinforcement in the defence next season, no matter what division we're in? Do we let him go and then agree to sign him up in January or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. At this moment, I think Cameron John will go, but we'll see what happens over the summer. Because I think I want to save that 3rd spot for someone. Lewis Jones, very simple. I think he'll stay. I think he's number 1 keeper for a reason, unless Jonathan Mitchell get the number 1 shirt. Could be wrong, could be right, but I think Jones will stay. That'll definitely take it to the 3 mark. Now, looking at the other players, Horton, Blythe, and Bottomley. Blythe's gone anyway. So you got Horton and Bottomley. If you had an extra option, if you had an extra bonus slot to sign another contract up, it would probably go to both of them. I'd probably give both of them. So you give like 5 new contracts out and the rest of them go. John would take it to 6, but you get what I mean. I think Horton. Thing is, though, would you be ruthless? Would you be ruthless and say, Jones, homegrown talent, but we've got Mitchell and we're probably going to look at another keeper in the summer. Jones goes. Horton, do you bring in a new left back? You've got Tommy Rowe who can play there. You've got Cameron John when he's fit, can play there if he signs up as well. Do you let Horton go? Greaves and Asani have got optional 1 years, so I think they'll probably take them up. It's a hard one. I think Bostock and Barlow are the 2 that I would keep the most, and I think the next one will probably go to probably John. But then with Jones, Horton, and Bottomley, it's anyone's guess. Bottom, I think, will stay, but I think with Jones and Horton, it's anyone's guess. Would you like to have Axel Twanzebe? Yes, absolutely. Cameron John fit will get in at left back easy, absolutely. So, I said last season Cameron John at left back isn't his right position. It's not his best position. Some people even told me that they think that Cameron John would work well as a defensive midfielder, which I wouldn't be against the idea. So I think with Cameron John, who can play at left back, centre back, and CDM, when you've got a versatile young defender like that and defensive midfielder like that, you'd want to keep him up once he's fit. So I think Cameron John will take up one of those contracts. I think Barlow and Bostock will take up the other ones. If you're going to give a bonus one out, would you say that Jones, Bottomley, or Horton will get any of them? Bottomley probably. Jones and Horton, again, time will tell if we're ruthless or not. But we do have a guest. Joe is here. Joe, how you doing?
You all right, mate?
Yeah. This brings up an interesting debate. First of all, what's your thoughts on Agard out for the rest of the season? Another injury.
Well, I thought it was rubbish, but he's an option anyway. If we don't have out in that place, he is an option, and he's not much worse than anyone else in that position, is it? So it's kind of bad to say we've lost another person up front.
Yeah, we've only got Griffiths, Dadu, and Hawula left, and Hawula's not good enough anyway. We know that.
No.
Dadu's probably the best backup option just to see the game out. Haven't really got involved as much when he's played recently. Griffiths is probably the best option. You could throw Martin up front if you're playing a 5 at the back with no wingers, but that's about it, really.
It's all right.
Don't know what you're thinking, but
sorry, Joe, mate. I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so it's like Joe was saying. I think that for me, I think Hawula's not good enough, in my opinion. Dadu hasn't really got involved much. Griffiths is probably the best option we've got at the moment. Martin, if you could throw him up front, that could add some creativity and a bit of width to the up front positions. But now you've got to look for options in the summer. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Transfer Market again. Out of contract players. Contracts expiring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to 2022 forward. I'm going to go with centre forward. We're going to go with under 23 because Gary McSheffrey wants to look for youth. I'm going to go for show. Now, it won't be the first page. That's going to be your top players. You know, I mean, look already. Kylian Mbappe, Brereton, etc. That's nowhere near our price zone. So let's go to. Let's start on the second page. There's only 2 pages here, so let's start on the second page. So obviously there is more sites to look at. It isn't just this one. I mean, look already. Admiral Musquay, he's at Luton Town. You know, he arrived there. Is he a good option? I reckon he could be. You know, didn't arrive for a huge price tag. Played for Wickham in the Championship the previous season when they just went down last day. He can play second striker as well. So already there you've got a versatile player. You've already got a versatile attacker there in the middle of the park, in the cam position or centre forward position and the striker position. You're coming Wickham, Chal. I am indeed. I'm coming to every single game for the rest of this season now. Don't you worry. And next season as well. So don't worry. So yeah, Musquay's out there. If you wanted to go for someone who's not proven in England and you wanted to go for someone that's, I don't know, got experience or some kind of experience away from the UK, then you'd look at maybe one of these. Problem is, though, who would you go for? I mean, you could go for a loan deal for Danny Loader. I mean, he's someone that you maybe want to go for a loan deal for. I wouldn't expect him to go permanently because, you know, he's at Porto's academy, for God's sake, you know. Yeah, no worries, Josh. Joe. Next time I'll make sure to have time. No worries, Joe, mate. Take care. So yeah, I wouldn't expect Danny Loader to be permanent. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it was, but I wouldn't also be surprised if we did go for him permanently because look at Rio Griffiths. You know, he's in Leon's academy and we, you know, got him on a permanent deal with a 30% selling clause and a 2.5-year deal. So, if Danny Loader's out of contract in 2022, I really wouldn't be surprised if we got someone like that. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It really, really wouldn't. Just looking for other players. Let's look for 23 and 30. Let's see what that comes up with. We're not really looking for experienced players. So we are probably going to look for the 23 to 25-year-olds at best. Again, let's go to the last page to start off with. It goes way up there. Caden Jackson, Ipswich, you know, proven at League One level. Harry Cornick, I mean, is that really out the pricing range? I don't know. I personally don't think it could be. Again, didn't go for a lot to Luton. 10 goals in 31 appearances. You know, looking at that though, he's had a lot of game time with Luton, so you really wouldn't be surprised if you see him sign a new contract. Do you think now we explored outside England and got Rio in from France, do you think we should do this more? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you bring prospects in from Europe, they've got that experience already of playing at clubs with high reputations and high expectations. You know, look where Rio Griffiths came from. He came from Spurs and he came from Lyon. Now, Spurs aren't a trophy-winning club, let's be honest, but Tottenham Hotspur still are up there as one of the top English clubs. And Olympique Lyon, arguably one of the best clubs in France. And, you know, they played in Europe before. So, you know, if you learn from the academies of those two clubs, you've got experience of some kind. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we went for some people in those departments. It really wouldn't surprise me. So, yeah, you had Cornick, you had Caden Jackson. Let's have a look on the second page. Or do we dare look at the second page to see what our price range is? I mean, there's a lot of players that are probably out of our price range on, I think, most of this pages out of our price range, to be perfectly honest. Let's have a look at players out of contract next summer, because they can usually go for a cheaper price if we're looking to put some kind of fee in for an undisclosed fee for a player. Not a lot. We're not talking, a million or something like that. We're talking probably at best maybe a couple of 100,000 if you wanted to. So we're not talking a hell of a lot here. So looking at people that are out of contract next summer, Charlie Brown at Cheltenham. Would you guys go for him? Just looking at, we're not looking at specific stats here at the moment. We're just literally looking at just out of contract players. Jude Soonsup Bell, 18 years old, Chelsea Academy, out of contract in the next summer. Would you go for him? Would he be worth a risk? Nicolo Kudrig, this was the example I was talking about, going for players outside of the UK like we did with Rio. Technically, did with Rio. 1 goal in 28 appearances, though, for the under-23s at Juventus. Juventus aren't the richest club at the moment. They're trying to, put some money back into the club. Would you go for someone like Nicolo Kudry, give him some first-team football outside of Italy? Would you risk that? Jude Bell is class, says Riley. He's out of contract in this next summer, so he'd go for a cheap price. So maybe it could be a case of we loan him next season and then try and get him on a permanent if he does well the following season. So it could be a 2-season thing deal here with Jude Soonsup Bell. If Chelsea were willing to let him go after that summer, next season, not next season, the season after. So you got Nicolo Kudlig. I think he, again, would you go for someone outside of Italy? I really don't know. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can change it up. Let's see if we can find some more stuff. There is someone who I've been meaning to show you guys. This player. Someone who I've been looking at. I've been using some sources to scout him. His records this season has been decent. I need to find him. Let's have a look. So there's one particular player that I think would be good for if we're going to bring in a winger, which, if we're playing 5 at the back, do we need to bring in a winger? I don't know. But if you're going to bring in a cam, then I think this guy could do the trick. Let me share my screen again. Then you'll know who I mean. And I've seen his stats this season. His stats are pretty good. And it's this guy, Regan Charles Cook. Now, he is Granada, but plays both of London. He is at Ross County at the moment. His contract expires in this summer. He only just arrived to Ross County from Gillingham last season. Now, the reason why I've gone for him, look at that, 10 goals, 30 appearances. It's not too bad. Can assist a couple of times. 28% goal participation, obviously not a lot, but I think if you could use his pace, I think that could be a positive. Obviously, he's out of contract as well, so take advantage of the situation. 97% starting 11, so again, he's guaranteed to be a starter for a team like ours. 89% minutes overall. Play left wing, right wing, cam. He was in the Charlton Academy. He spent some time in different divisions. I think he's someone that you could maybe go for if you want to take that chance. I'd rather go for experience out of contract who's shown their ability, not someone who played in the Prem team. We promoted Chakur was 20 goal scorer. He scored the 1. And I think that's the thing you've got to look at, really. McSheffrey wants speed, pace, and youth. Is that the right solution? Is that the right direction? Is that how we're going to build a long-term team that's not going to be a one-season wonder team? Is that a way of... But I think the positives, though, of having a young team, though, is that you get rid of the dead woods and you sort of build players up from the ground up, and you start building players up that are going to go on to be long-term success, hopefully, if they do the recruiting right. So yeah, I think if there's plenty of players out there that want to come to Doncaster Rovers, that want to come and prove themselves at senior league level, and try and not just play for themselves, but play for the club, play for the badge, play for the legacies of the players that came before them, play for the fans every week. You know, if you want that kind of team, you go for a team quite young. Because look at last time we had a load of experienced players. You know, when I'd say barely had any youth. We didn't have a lot of youth, but when we had a lot of experienced players from abroad, and this is one of the disadvantages of going abroad every time. Remember that experiment season? Pascal Chimbonda, Elhaj Diouf, Ilunga, Plessis, who barely even played, Fabien Robert, you know, all these experienced players that would hop on a flight, come back, and the dressing room would be negative and things like that. It can really hinder a club's morale and it can hinder a club's mentality. So it's a risk. It's a real risk either way. But, you know, if we make the right choice this summer, I think we'll be all right. Now, that is going to be it for this little stream. Obviously, just a little one today. So please do like, comment, subscribe if you're new around here. If you are watching this stream afterwards, please go and watch the whole stream back because I think each and every bit of information is important. I might go live at some point again this week. I might do it at some point. I might, after the England game on Saturday, I might go live and do like a double review or like a fan call in for the Charlton game, but a review on the England game as well. Well, not really review it, just sort of, you know, talk about it, etc. But main focus will be on Charlton, etc. So, you know, I've already had a Charlton fan message me saying if things are going to batter us. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting summer, no matter what division we're in next season. Just joined, gutted. Sorry about that, Ronnie. If a player wants more than his expenses paid, our board will ball at it. I'm not too sure what that means, but yeah, I mean, you could be right. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like the comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. I am the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. And for now, guys, I will see you all for the preview tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day. Right foot to top it.